Change is difficult. Change is challenging. When we are forced to make a change, it's even harder. And today's a very special episode of Matters of the Mind, Rise to Your Worth. I am your host, Matt Gerlach. I'm an entrepreneur. I am an advocate. I am a trauma survivor. And I'm going to let you in on what's going on with me in my life right now. And I'm going to be really vulnerable. Not that I'm not normally vulnerable, but I'm going to be really vulnerable and just let you know what is going on in my life. I'm sharing this because we want to know that we aren't the only ones. On my journey, honestly, one of the biggest culprits, one of the biggest things that helped me heal was knowing that I wasn't the only one. And I'm going to do the same for you today and just let you know what's going on and how I'm handling it. Thank you for joining me today, by the way. So I've been selling baby products. I started a consulting business about 8 years ago. I somewhat did it out of scarcity, out of fear of not having enough, out of just needing to do something with my life. And at the point, I had just been laid off of a job. I'd always made pretty good money, not like extremely good money because I didn't have self-worth back then. I didn't know how to advocate for what I was worth. And I've had companies, every job I've had, I've pretty much been told that my standards are too high, that my drive for excellence is too high, and that I'd have to temper my expectations so I could stop pissing people off. It made sense to me. I mean, growing up, I had been told that I, had high expectations as well. And so I didn't really want to go back to a situation where I was going to have handcuffs placed on me, where I was going to be told I couldn't perform to my fullest ability. So I started a consulting business. I could have done a lot worse, that's for sure, but this wasn't exactly where my heart was. And I didn't know any better. I didn't know myself at the time. And my world really started crumbling once I started this business. I took on way too many clients for what I could possibly handle, what any person could possibly handle. My drive for excellence didn't allow me to deliver anything subpar. So I was delivering A+ work and I had no boundaries and I had no self-worth. So many of you have been following me for a while. You know how this story goes. I was anxious, depressed. I started having panic attacks. It all sent me to the hospital twice, and it sent me down a journey of healing from my childhood trauma, from healing from my life. And this wasn't just trauma at home. It was everything. Like I'm gay. I just had been hiding everything for so long. So this business that was causing me so much anguish because I was so stressed out offered me a lot of opportunity to grow. I had freedom in my life. I had freedom in my schedule. I wasn't answering to a boss every moment of the day. So I got to really start investing in therapy, and I was suffering so bad from my panic attacks and everything. So I was in doctor's appointments all the time. And it led me to life coaching, where I found a coach who took a big look at the whole situation and was like, you are providing excellent work and you're not charging enough. And she helped me work through that, set boundaries. I grew the business to where it was earning me $1 million a year. Like, I never would have expected that. And I'm not saying this to brag at all. I mean, really, I'm saying this because I can't effing believe it happened. I can't believe that some normal boy from Temple City, California, grew up, got a 4-year degree from UC Riverside, and all of that excellence that I had been admonished for my whole life, I actually was able to put to use and turn into a situation that I was earning $1 million a year. So as I started this healing journey, I'm really tired of the word healing journey, to be honest. So I really it was a growth journey. I am a grower. I am all about growth. That is who I am. Like, that is my number one value in the world. And I've been contemplating it a lot. It's more true now than it's ever been before. I am Matt Gerlach, the growth king, the growth guru. I'm all about growing professionally, personally, in relationships, everything. I love to grow. And I grew out of my baby product business. I had been doing it for 8 years and it was time for something new. I started working with a personal branding firm about a year and a half ago. I started writing my book about 3.5 years ago. All of this was leading somewhere, but my background is trauma. I was traumatized and I wasn't really able to live an authentic life. I didn't know how to live an authentic life. So all of this healing and growing, writing my book, working with this personal branding firm, working with a few different coaches, it's all led me to a place where it became unignorable that it was time to change things up. It was time to challenge myself. And I was leaving a really cushy situation, to be honest. The money was very good. I had the job down, pretty routine, so it was not stressful anymore, to be honest. So this is the year. Everything has ended. It's officially done. I no longer work with the clients that I'd worked with for the past 7, 8 years. And it is very interesting. As you know, I have built a coaching firm. I am working with other high achievers who are held back by their own limiting beliefs. I love working with entrepreneurs. I think entrepreneurship is beautiful, and it is really, I think, one of the best ways that we're able to get freedom in our lives. One of the only ways we're able to get freedom in our lives. If we start our own businesses, we're in charge of what we do, how much we get paid. It's all in our hands. It's a lot. It's very hard to manage it all. When we go through times of change, me going through a time of change like this, I have underestimated how hard it is. I don't even know I'd say the word hard. I've underestimated how I'm not even sure the word, how challenging. Those all connotate like bad words, like bad feelings. And it's hard, it's challenging, and it's not what I expected in so many ways, but it is so rewarding to be building the business, to be building the professional life. I believe our professional and our personal lives are the same thing now. So I don't think it's any different. And I am taking this to the extreme, and I am building the life that I want to have. I have literally probably tens of thousands of pages at this point of me writing the life that I want. I love writing. I love reading. I love growing. I also love helping people grow. I love helping businesses grow. I love when I get to work with an entrepreneur or a business that listens to what I have to say. They don't have to do it all, but I've been doing this for 20 years. I have seen tens of millions of dollars of mistakes made. I have seen what happens when people don't listen to the feedback that they're getting. I have seen when people take risks and they don't work out. I've seen what happens when they do work out. I have seen everything. And I've learned how to roll with it. I've learned how to embrace the unknown. I've learned how to stop trying to control everything. I've learned so much on my journey, and I am committed to this new business venture that I am embarking on. It's been so exciting. It's also been full of surprises, and I have a couple of things to say about it. First of all, always plan for a little bit harder. Always plan for things to be a little bit harder. I planned finances a little bit different than they ended up being. There is some changes that happened that didn't give me quite what I expected as fast as I expected. So that is definitely one of the lessons I've learned. And while I knew it would be hard, the hardest thing about this whole journey has been you don't know what you're doing. So you spend so much time doing essentially, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but it feels like the wrong thing at the time because it's not exactly a forward movement. But I've learned and I've grown so much peace with this. And this is why I'm sharing this with you, because in real time, folks, I am going through a completely new change in my life and I'm doing well. And I just want to let you know that we can make these massive changes in our lives and we can roll with the storm. And what I'm realizing right now is that all of these wrong moves that I'm making, all of the moves that are not necessarily producing results, They're telling me what way not to head anymore. We truly have to take 2 steps backwards to make 1 step forward at the beginning. And I see why a lot of people don't do this because it is discouraging. It's frustrating. And I see it. I see it. And it's also been one of the biggest challenges that I've overcome in my life in learning how to roll with this. If you would have known me, many of you have known me for 10 years or more, there is no way that I'd be sitting here smiling right now and at so much peace with what is going on in my life. Everything is taking longer. I've been talking to a lot of other entrepreneurs, a lot of humans, and that is the one common thing that I didn't really embrace fully before I started this. But anything you're doing, anything in life, I think it's probably fair to say that it's going to take longer than what you expect. That's what I'm seeing. And I'm also seeing that so much of this is mindset. I don't even love the word mindset here. It's your belief system. It's what you are filling yourself with. It's the positive energy you're around. It's doing what you can control. It's managing what you can control. I can go out to an event and meet with 50 people. I can't control whether they're going to want to talk to me about next step, about me working for them as a strategic growth coach, helping them with their lives, or if it's working with them on their businesses, helping them as a fractional chief revenue officer. That's what I'm doing. I'm working with companies and helping the sales department, the marketing departments, the product departments, the finance departments all work together cohesively to serve the customer. I'm working with companies that have never had the gaps closed and people are working in silos. And I also consult on a project basis with businesses. I help other entrepreneurs get their businesses off the ground when they have something going. They need help with sales strategy, with revenue growth strategy. I do all of these things, and I have no control over whether the people I meet are going to be the people that want to talk to me about those services. My ideal situation is, like many of the clients I am working with right now, I'm helping them with their lives and with their businesses because we know that they are intertwined, that what's happening in our business is affecting our lives, and what's happening in our lives is affecting our business. Right now, I can control a lot of what's happening in my life, and it's funny just to see kind of how I've prioritized, and this is all about priorities. There are far few less hours in the day than what I need. But I am prioritizing my self-care. I'm going to the gym every morning, gym or yoga or something, because that's really important to me. And I guess I'm not surprised, but it's keeping me in my window of tolerance. It's keeping me very much in my window of tolerance. I'm drinking plenty of water. I'm eating as well as I can most times, so I'm getting a lot of nutrition. I'm getting as much sleep as I possibly can. I'm taking care of what I can control. I'm putting the effort in. I'm going to meet new people. I'm joining a whole bunch of different groups to try to learn what direction to head in. I'm learning a lot. Honestly, it's been a few weeks of really putting myself out there like this. And I don't think I've ever grown so much in just a few short weeks the way I have right now. It's hard when you're starting something new because we don't know exactly what it's going to look like. There's some shame and embarrassment. I have proclaimed that I'm going to have this exact business model, and what I learn about the market, what I learn about myself, and I'm learning a lot about myself. I can tell you one thing that I'm not going to bend on. I don't want to be unhappy in my career. I'm out here, I'm working with clients personally, professionally, helping them change their lives. And I need to set the example. And I'm going to do that. I'm doing that. I'm embracing that this isn't exactly a linear movement forward. I'm not exactly moving forward every day and getting more and more and more money coming in, but I know it's going to come. I have faith. And that's what's changed about me. That's the biggest thing that has changed, is that I have faith now that things will work out. I know that they probably, almost certainly, will work out totally fine. And maybe there's like a 25% chance or a 30% chance that things are going to turn out so much better than I can even imagine. That's what having faith is. I can't control everything. I can do the work that I'm doing. I put in the hours I can. I push myself a little farther than what I would like to some days. But at a certain point, this is what I've learned. This is what I did not do when I started my first business. I put the computer down and I rest. On the weekends, I still do a little bit sometimes. I try to do more creative work. I work on my writing, the essays I'm submitting to New York Times and Washington Post and all these other men's health magazines and everything. I'm working on the book that I'm putting out into the world. I'm creating my content, but I'm trying to relax the best I can. And I'm staying in what I call my window of tolerance, which is like a river. It's this window of tolerance. We move around and we need to stay in this window of tolerance so we're pleasant to be around. So we are pleasant to ourselves. And that's what's changed. That's what's changed. And I'm so grateful that I've done the work, and it's informing me that this is the work that I was put on this planet to do with others, to help you make change. Any of you that are wanting to embark on a new journey, it's possible. And I think it's also really important to be realistic. I use the example of like being a billionaire. If I wanted to be a billionaire, I could probably figure it out. It would require me to probably sleep somewhere between 2 and 4 hours a night for the next 10 years, and I would probably see the world. I would probably be meeting amazing people. I would also never see David. I would probably not be able to have a child. I would probably not be able to see Bruno, my dog, the love of my life ever, my friends, my family. That's not what I want. And when we work together, when I work with people on figuring out what they want with their lives, we talk through these options. We all have options. We all have choices. I'm just saying, I just want you to know that it's possible to have what you would like with your life. I'm watching my bank account go down a little bit right now. I've never been through this. I'm talking to the people who I trust, my mentors, my friends, who are assuring me that this is part of achieving something really big. I'm achieving something really big. I'm going to be an excellent father. I'm going to be an excellent partner, an excellent friend, an excellent son. I am doing what I can because I want to make my life feel good for me. I heard this analogy or this example the other day about a fly. A fly will spend their last, whatever it is, day of their life banging their head against a window, trying to get outside, trying to get freedom before they finally die. And the reality is the door is 5-10 feet away. Apply that to our situations, to people. A lot of us are banging our head against something and we're not happy in our situation, but there is a door that's 10 feet away, and that door is going to require a lot to get through, but we can get through it. And that is what I'm here to share with you. I want to take you along on this journey. I want you to know that this is real. There are real struggles in life, and I have learned to embrace them. And I want you to see through the peace of mind that I have right now, accepting that whatever happens is meant to happen is possible. I want to just leave you with this today. Life is messy. Things are messy. We are not perfect. I feel like for these past several episodes, I might be coming off like I have everything in life figured out. I do not have everything in life figured out. There is so much in life that I don't know. Honestly, the more that I learn, the more I realize I don't know. And I want to just let you know, I'm going to be bringing you into more of who I really am. And I am somebody who lives a messy life. Nothing is like perfect about my life, but I have learned to embrace the imperfections. I've learned to stop being so hard on myself and hard on others. I've learned to control what I can control. I've learned to trust that things will work out the way that they're supposed to. I've learned how to embrace the unknown. I've learned how to vulnerably just share how I'm feeling. And honestly, recording this for you all right now feels good. It feels good. And I want you to see that none of us have it figured out. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to be sharing more about this, so please stay tuned. I've created a guide. It's a 6-step guide to creating the life of your dreams. I would really recommend that you go to risetoyourworth.com and download this guide. This is really a distillation of the past 8 years on my growth journey of what I have done, what I work with my clients on to change their lives. It's a pretty easy guide to start getting your mind going. And when you're in that guide, there's a 45-minute free call option that you can schedule with me, and I'll help you through it. I would just love to talk with you, and I want to see you get to a place where you feel like I do right now, where you're okay. Life isn't perfect. I definitely do worry a little bit here and there, but way more of my days are spent just trusting this is going to work out, and it's building upon one another. Every day, it's getting easier and easier. I thank you so much for joining me, and I love you very much.